Even though restoration was just recently implemented, we've had some really inspiring early indicators of success.
It's been amazing. Everyone that's come to the site has connected with the results of what we've been able to accomplish and been really moved by it.
This is a decades-long initiative. It will take time to restore and reverse the impacts that have happened, but we are all very excited about the progress that we've made so far.
The first time I toured the Beaver Creek site in the fall of 2024, I was walking on a parched, dry grassland environment. The river was incised significantly. And then after I went to the valley in June of 2025, after the exclosure fences and simulated beaver structures had been installed, I was in a vibrant wetland environment. And it was one of the most rewarding conservation experiences I've ever witnessed. Looking at that success of the partnership and collaborative of KVRC to create in one season this significant change gives me hope that we can make long-term restoration efforts there.
There's so many co-benefits to these projects. I mean, it's the headwaters of the Colorado, it's Rocky Mountain National Park, it's the collections system for over 1 million people that depend on this water. It's a really important geographic location. It's a beautiful location. There might be some benefits that are higher priority to one organization versus another, but I think each partner and each KVRC member sees the inherent benefits of this work.
The Kawuneeche Valley Restoration Collaborative is a group of agencies that have come together to restore the headwaters of the Colorado River.
Since 2020, we've formed a collaborative and together applying for grants and designing the technical specifications of projects and then seeing that restoration implemented.
The work that KVRC does is incredibly ambitious and at a pretty large scale. And this does require the tight and collaborative that KVRC is.
The valley was once a thriving beaver willow wetland complex. However, over the last several years, the system has degraded in such a way that it no longer provides some of the ecological services that it once did. In 2020, CSU, led by Dr. David Cooper, developed an ecosystem conditions assessment report to document changes in the valley and recommend sites for restoration. That document and CSU's findings showed over 90% loss of beaver ponds and tall willows in the valley. This has been due to a number of factors, including overbrowsing of willows by elk and moose, with moose more recently being the larger culprit. And without tall willows, beavers have no food or dam building material, and they've essentially left the valley, and their dams have blown out and their ponds have dried up. So with the loss of beaver ponds and the fact that the beaver ponds slow down the flow of water and they help settle out sediment and other particulates, this has led to incised and eroding tributaries to the Colorado River and really an overall drying up of the valley.
This effort is really important because we know wetlands provide a lot of ecosystem functions and services.
Providing clean, healthy water to downstream users, providing recreational opportunities, and able to absorb disturbance from fire and drought.
Having a wetter valley floor can provide these natural fuel breaks in the event of a wildfire. If it rebounds much faster, it can provide refuge to wildlife. From Northern Water's perspective, the Colorado River flows directly into Shadow Mountain Reservoir, which is part of the collection system for the Colorado Big Thompson project. It provides supplemental irrigation and drinking water for over 600,000 acres of irrigated lands and over 1 million residents in northeastern Colorado. The North Fork of the Colorado is the largest contributor of sediment and nutrients to the Three Lake system, which includes Granby Reservoir, Shadow Mountain, and Grand Lake. So our hope is that by restoring the Kawuneeche Valley, we can improve downstream water quality that's entering Shadow Mountain Reservoir, as well as improve clarity in Grand Lake. In CSU's conditions assessment report, they made recommendations for 4 potential restoration sites where KVRC can focus our initial efforts, all located within Rocky Mountain National Park. And we implemented our first project, Beaver Creek, in 2024. We installed a 31-acre exclosure fence around the entire Beaver Creek project site to protect willows from browsing by elk and moose,
so that they can grow taller and bigger and ideally invite beaver back into the landscape.
And then we also installed about 29 in-stream structures to re-wet the former beaver pond habitat and reconnect the floodplain.
And we've been treating invasives, Canadian thistle and other invasive plants, with help of the National Park Service as well as Rocky Mountain Conservancy's Conservation Corps.
and then we planted new willows and alders in the fall of 2025.
So the Beaver Creek site has really shown the success of the work of KVRC. With the help of the exclosure fence, we saw willows that looked completely dead the summer before sprout new leaves and new growth. We had significant spillover, new beaver ponds formed, water was slowed down, the water table rose.
You know, this formerly dry grassland with a deeply incised stream was now this swampy, wet, beautiful mess of a wetland with water going everywhere.
And these efforts are really focused on low-tech process-based techniques that try and improve the habitat that beavers need. So the goal of our work is not to reintroduce beaver, but really to restore the habitat and the environment in which they can live. We have 3 other project sites right now that we have identified, all within Rocky Mountain National Park. And right now we're finalizing plans for our next site, Kawuneeche Creek.
In 2026, KVRC is going to implement their second restoration project on Kawuneeche Creek. It'll be similar to the Beaver Creek project.
The restoration there will include about 36 acres of ungulate exclosure fencing. In addition to that fencing, we'll have about 26 in-stream structures, which include beaver dam analogs and post-assisted log structures to restore the ecosystem at Kawuneeche Creek.
In 2026, KVRC will also connect with a lot of landowners in the Kawuneeche Valley to do assessments on their land and look for collaborative restoration opportunities on private lands outside of Rocky Mountain National Park.
So in total, we've raised about $5 million to date. We've been really successful with our grant applications. We've received funding from federal, state, and local agencies. I think a lot of that is due to the collaborative nature of this group. And I think that that's one of the great things about KVRC. The people that work on KVRC, they're all so passionate about this initiative. Nobody is telling us that we have to collaborate.
The work that KVRC does is important because we depend on the clean and abundant water that the Kawuneeche Valley provides, as well as the habitat and other ecosystem services.
Just to paint a picture of why wetlands are important, Rocky Mountain National Park only has about 4% of wetlands as its total area. So while they're really small in terms of their footprint, they provide a lot of habitat to species, source of water, promote native plants. They serve as fire breaks. They can mitigate the effects of drought, and they can provide recreational opportunities for birders and fishers and the like to enjoy these habitats.
And KVRC's goal is really to protect and sustain those services in perpetuity.